A high-impact storm system could bring destructive weather across parts of the United States, including tornadoes, flooding, and damaging winds. Today's precipitation pattern across the United States shows the heaviest rainfall staying away from most central areas. The most active rain is located across parts of the upper Midwest, where northern Minnesota and nearby areas are seeing bands of moderate to heavy showers. Additional rain is also moving across portions of the Great Lakes, bringing periods of wet weather. Across the southeast, scattered showers and thunderstorms are developing from parts of Georgia into northern Florida. While these storms are not widespread, some locations could receive brief heavy downpours before conditions improve. Along the East Coast, a band of rain remains offshore near the Atlantic, with only limited rainfall reaching coastal communities. Across the southern plains, including Texas, Oklahoma, and much of the central United States, dry weather dominates, with little precipitation expected today. In the western United States, scattered showers continue across parts of the Rockies and the Great Basin, while California and much of the Southwest remain mostly dry. During the next 3 days, the greatest concern will be across parts of the upper Midwest and the Southeast. If slow-moving storm systems become stronger, localized heavy rainfall could quickly lead to flash flooding in vulnerable areas. Residents should continue monitoring local forecasts and stay prepared for changing weather conditions if stronger precipitation develops. Today's wind pattern across the United States shows generally light to moderate winds across most of the country, with only a few areas experiencing stronger airflow. The strongest winds are found around the Great Lakes, especially near Chicago, where wind speeds are approaching 19 miles per hour. These stronger winds may create breezy conditions, but are not widespread. Across the upper Midwest, including Minnesota and surrounding states, winds remain light to moderate, helping maintain stable conditions. The Central Plains, including Kansas, Nebraska, Oklahoma, and much of Texas, are also experiencing relatively gentle winds, making travel conditions generally favorable. In the southeast, including Georgia, Alabama, and Florida, wind speeds remain mostly between 9 and 15 miles per hour. Along the Gulf Coast, a steady onshore breeze continues to bring moisture inland, while the Atlantic coast is seeing moderate coastal winds. Across the western United States, the strongest winds are centered near Utah and surrounding mountain areas, where gusty conditions are developing. California, Nevada, Arizona, and much of the Southwest are seeing mostly light winds with only isolated stronger gusts. During the next 3 days, the greatest concern will be if a stronger weather system develops across the Great Lakes or the western mountains. Winds could increase quickly, creating hazardous travel for high-profile vehicles, difficult boating conditions, and an elevated wildfire risk in dry western areas. Residents should stay updated with local forecasts and be prepared if wind conditions strengthen unexpectedly. Today's temperature pattern across the United States shows a sharp contrast between the cooler coastal regions and the much warmer central and southern states. The hottest temperatures are centered across the upper Midwest, where Minneapolis is reaching around 33 degrees Celsius, while Chicago is near 30 degrees Celsius. Warm air also covers much of the Central Plains and the Mississippi Valley, creating a hot summer afternoon across these regions. In the south, Dallas is near 30 degrees Celsius, Houston around 29 degrees Celsius, and Tampa is one of the hottest locations at approximately 34 degrees Celsius. High humidity along the Gulf Coast will make temperatures feel even hotter, increasing heat stress during the afternoon hours. Across the southeast, including Atlanta, temperatures remain warm near 26 degrees Celsius, while much of the East Coast stays in the low to middle 20s Celsius. The Northeast enjoys more comfortable conditions, with New York near 22 degrees Celsius and cooler readings extending into New England. In the West, coastal California remains relatively mild, while inland areas of Nevada, Utah, Arizona, and parts of the Rockies continue experiencing warm to hot temperatures. During the next 3 days, the greatest concern will be the expanding heat across the central and southern United States. If this hot air mass strengthens further, dangerous heat levels could develop, increasing the risk of heat-related illness, especially for older adults, young children, and people working outdoors. Stay hydrated, avoid prolonged afternoon sun exposure, and continue monitoring local heat forecasts. Today's humidity pattern across the United States shows a major contrast between the dry western states and the very humid central, southern, and eastern regions. The highest humidity is concentrated along the Gulf Coast, where Houston and Tampa are recording dew points near 25 to 26 degrees Celsius. These values indicate tropical moisture, making the air feel extremely warm, sticky, and uncomfortable throughout the day. Across the Midwest, humidity remains high as well. Minneapolis is near 26 degrees Celsius, while Chicago is around 25 degrees Celsius, showing that deep moisture has spread well into the northern states. This humid air will increase discomfort and support cloud and thunderstorm development where other weather systems are present. The Southeast, including Atlanta and much of the Atlantic coast, continues to experience humid conditions with dew points generally between 20 and 22 degrees Celsius. Along the Northeast, humidity is moderate, providing a muggy feel without reaching the extreme levels found along the Gulf Coast. In contrast, much of the western United States, including Utah, Nevada, and parts of the interior Southwest, remains significantly drier, with lower dew points creating more comfortable air despite warm daytime temperatures. Over the next 3 days, the greatest concern will be the persistence of tropical humidity across the Gulf Coast and central United States. If this moisture combines with slow-moving thunderstorms, localized torrential rainfall and dangerous flash flooding could develop rapidly. Residents should monitor local forecasts closely and stay prepared for changing weather conditions. Today's pressure pattern across the United States shows a broad area of lower pressure stretching from the Midwest into parts of the Great Lakes and the Northeast, while higher pressure remains stronger across much of the western United States. This setup is helping to keep weather more stable in the West with generally calmer conditions. Across the central and eastern states, the lower pressure pattern supports more active weather, allowing clouds and changing conditions to develop more easily. Along the Gulf Coast, pressure remains relatively moderate, but small pressure differences may still support localized weather changes. The southeast and Atlantic coast continue to experience a gradual pressure transition, which can influence shifting wind patterns and changing weather through the day. Residents across the Midwest, Great Lakes, and Northeast should continue watching for changing conditions as pressure systems move eastward. Looking ahead to the next 3 days, there is an increased potential for a stronger low-pressure system to develop across parts of the central and eastern United States. If this system strengthens, it could bring widespread heavy rain, gusty winds, and the possibility of severe thunderstorms in some areas. While the exact track is still uncertain, everyone in the potential impact zone should closely monitor official forecasts and remain prepared for rapidly changing weather conditions.